show definitely got me wanting to go and listen to it, especially like his latest album, since it won Album of the Year last week
Oh,
at
yeah.
the Grammys.
Oh wait, it did? It won Album of the Year?
Yeah, it
Oh
did.
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, there was like
Okay.
a part in the Grammy, or I'm sorry, not the Grammy, but part of the like Super Bowl halftime show where it's like a family like watching his Grammy speech, and he gave the little boy like a Grammy to kind of be like, this is for you.
Right.
Yeah, so then, but I totally recommend it, just like listening to his music, because of the fact that, I mean, it's awesome shit, you know, just music. And especially one of the most popular ones, which is Nueva York, has a callback to a song that was really popular in New York back in the day when folks were immigrating there. So then it's like a callback to that. So then it's really good.
Is that what
You mean
Ricky
the 99
Martin?
Gasolina?
No. no.
Is that the one that Ricky Martin was singing?
No. I think it's like the halftime show had little snippets, just like kind of like bleeding into each other.
Oh,
songs.
Okay.
So then that was one of the songs that he was singing while on top of, I think, a building. It was crazy. It was just the fact that it was just so much stage presence, and the fact that it was transforming you, that it was not, it just felt like you weren't in a halftime show. It was kind of like you were in Puerto Rico in a sense, especially.
Yeah, like you were there.
Yeah, you were there. Yeah. And it's like, it was just really cool. And I think like at the end of the day, like when the end of it happened, which was really sad when it did end, you know, just kind of seeing all the flags of Latin America and being like, he was like, this is like for all of the Americas, like Guatemala, El Salvador, Cuba, all of that. This is like all for y'all, Canada, America. It's kind of crazy right now. But it was just beautiful, honestly. It was like, it was just basically like, he's like, I'm here for y'all, and I'm representing everyone that has wanted to be here. So yeah, it was cool.
Wait, did that just happen?
It literally happened. It literally happened like 45 minutes ago. As of us recording this podcast, the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show with Bad Bunny happened literally like 45 minutes to an hour ago. And
the Super Bowl itself is still going on right now.
I don't really care about what is it, Patriots and
Patriots versus Seahawks.
Seahawks. There we go.
Hey, I'm rooting for them. They're on the West Coast side. You know, I gotta root for them.
So Seahawks are
Seattle.
Seattle. Okay.
Yeah, and the show's in the Bay Area, like San Francisco. So they're having. Yeah, so like, you know, my stomping ground. So it's a thing.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Keeping You Animated podcast. We're your hosts, Bre and Way, and we've got two lovely special guests who are here that aren't really even guests, I would say. Like, they're part of the crew, part of the ship, part of the crew. You just don't see them, but we allude to them all the time. We got our producer, Jordan Hackman, here.
Hello. Hi, Keeping You Animated family. It's good to be on the other side of this. How do you feel, man? We're on the other side of this.
I feel like it should be like, I don't want to be known right now.
And our
editor,
Mann
editors are not
Lightfoot.
to be perceived. Even though it's like, even though I'm a YouTuber, so I'm supposed to be used to being perceived. So really,
wait a second.
Yeah, people see you all the time, but they see you like in black and white.
Yeah,
your icon. Yeah,
black and white, and that's all. Like, it more or less was like a in my head thing. That was the gimmick for a while, which was fun to do, but then it's like, okay, this is tiring.
You have to just sit there and move your head and be like,
yeah, because it added an extra layer that most YouTubers would not have when it comes to filming, especially if you were like a PNG tuber. Like, so I'm like filming myself live, but the way I'm doing it's like, okay, I'm reacting to my own thoughts. It's first record my thoughts, then film myself reacting to my thoughts, pantomiming, and then edit it instead of it all recording in one go.
Would you say that you had 1,000 of those thoughts?
Yes.
Whoa. Oh, actually, hey, that sounds good. That's like a good title there.
Maybe you should use that.
You should use that.
That does sound very catchy. Sounds like there's some money to it.
Yeah, this is our February episode, and we thought, hey, you know what? We've been at Keeping You Animated specifically for about a year now, and thought it'd be a fun and great idea to have the rest of the Keeping You Animated crew on and talk about what is keeping everyone animated during this month.
Great question.
Yeah. But I think it would be good to help get our listeners to learn a little bit more about who you, Jordan and Mann, are and what you do. So
yeah, pull the curtain back a little bit on how the sauce is made on the podcast, because it's not just us; it's a team effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So and even past the podcast stuff too, because I know that we have creative pursuits that are happening outside of recording and making the podcast. So that's why I'm kind of interested in like, okay, who you guys are, past being the producer of the podcast, past being the editor of this specific podcast. And if I were to roulette on who I'm going to point to start first, I think I'm going to go with Jordan.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The star show. No, I'm joking. Pretty much, yeah, I'm the star behind it. No.
Finally, our listeners have been asking.
Oh my god, yeah.
Who is Jordan Hackman? Please tell us about yourself.
As Mann and Bre have talked about, I am the podcast producer at Keeping You Animated, and pretty much I help with everything scheduling, chords for, just in general, whether it's for just a Bre and Way episode or just like this, guest episode, I have a hand in it. And as well as I help with social media, anything we post out there, anything we want to just put out in the world, like, hey, Keeping You Animated is feeling this. It's one of those things. So I'm happy to be on here. And I'm actually originally from San Francisco, Bay Area. It's just kind of, for me, in terms of always returning back, because I'm currently in LA, it's always just like, it feels like home, even though it's freaking freezing with its fog and all of that. There's some things that I can't get here that I can get in San Francisco. So, but overall, I've been in the entertainment industry for about on and off for about 2 years. I've always dreamed of it. I was definitely an awkward Afro-Latina, always in my head, just dreaming of just making stories, writing them and producing them and just seeing more of our folks in there. So yeah, I mean, that's me in a nutshell so far. Before we get into what's keeping us animated.
Yeah.
Oh, and where do you work in the industry currently?
Right now I'm a production assistant at Family Guy. Love the folks there. I think one of my favorite clips from Family Guy is the one where I guess Peter is doing housekeeping and he's like, housekeeping. So it's I mean, housekeeping, and then he's like, go away, and then he's like, housekeeping, and he's like, no, and then he's like, I come in anyway. And it's just so I mean, having an excuse to play that on repeat sometimes, I will say. And I will say also, Family Guy definitely had a special place in my heart growing up, which shouldn't be the case, but going on, it should not be the case.
Well, it can be a little problematic sometimes.
Very much so. Especially as a 10-year-old.
I mean, it's probably not a show for kids, I guess. It's the biggest point of that. But I definitely relate that in having a big place in my heart as a kid.
Yeah, no, it was definitely just going on Comcast and just kind of clicking the, episodes to be like, oh, which is the one. And I think I distinctly remembered the one where Stewie goes to Disney World with Peter and he gets kidnapped. And then it's a tiny, tiny world, in shackles. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And then the other episode I had was the other one that I remember was Brian the Bachelor. That one was, I thought, narratively really good, but it was absolutely insane because Quagmire, drugged the Bachelorette. And
What?
Yeah.
He drugged her in the bathtub and she just immediately was like, oh, everything's fine. He's like, why are you acting weird? And then she just pulls on, pass out. He drags her by the foot and then he sees that the cameras are there. And he's like, he shakes the foot and he's like, it was so lovely to hang out with you and all this. And then he closes the door, then reopens the door, grabs her flip-flop and sniffs it. It's insane.
Yeah.
Quagmire.
Such a problematic character. But yes, Quagmire. And yet hilarious.
He gets his comeuppance though. I haven't watched Family Guy in a hot minute, but I was more of an American Dad fan.
I love American Dad.
I think it's just mainly because the point is that they are conservative idiots and like Stan is not a good person.
No.
And it's like it's that, and that's the joke, and that's kind of why I preferred. As I got older, I kind of ended up preferring American Dad over Family Guy, but
which is fine. Everyone has their preferences.
I mean, it also makes sense because American Dad is the blackest Seth MacFarlane show. I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, there's so much black culture references in American Dad. Like, at first it was American Dad holding that title. Then they kind of started getting that off with the Cleveland show when that was going for.
My name is Cleveland.
Yeah. And I am proud to be
with my no family.
That's about it.
There's new friends and old friends and even better.
It's good times, we had times and true love.
Yeah, I will say, like, what's also cool about that is with American Dad, we also constantly collaborate with them. We're in the same building. So then pretty much like any actors that come in, kind of like they're for both shows. So we see just like a bunch of actors. But the person that voices Cleveland, his name is Arif.
Is that the new guy?
Yeah, he is so nice. So it's kind of cool to see them in terms of just coming in and they're like, yo, I'm the voice of this and I'm coming to get some tea, you know?
Cool.
So yeah, it's a great cast for both sides of the show. Like, everyone's really cool.
Awesome. And man, what's the deal with you? I don't know. I was trying to like.
It's a great segue.
And it didn't work.
No,
it didn't work.
What is your deal?
Well, I'm Mann Lightfoot, aka Man of 1,000 Thoughts on YouTube. I've been a content creator for 10 plus years at this point.
Snap. Nice.
Yeah, I remember meeting Bre back in 2020, which resulted in me eventually meeting Wayman as well. Because I remember that was
2020. Wow. It's been 6 years. Jesus.
Yeah, because it was the fundraiser Bre you had joined.
Right.
Me, Tariq, D'Angelo, and a friend, Review Your Life, aka Dub, had put together, because Black Lives Matter after George Floyd died or was murdered. So. But yeah, I'm a content creator who's pretty much specialized in analyzing animations, going into the deeper narrative of what makes an animated work function between its characters, the story, the actual animation and its techniques and the themes. So I try to look for what is the goal of animated works versus just, it's not doing what I personally want. I've see that happen with a lot of critics sometimes, and I'm like, it's not about what you personally wanted it to happen. If you want that to happen a certain way, pick up a pen. That's what I say to any critics do that stuff. It's like, I don't believe in critiquing based on what you wanted it to do. Critique based on what it is doing and what it's trying to say, and if it gets that accomplished. So yeah, that was pretty much my whole take. I've covered a lot of different animated works between like Netflix stuff, some of the stuff like Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beast, Owl House, talked about some BoJack Horseman, Bob's Burgers, Came to Hell, every type of stuff. And
do you have a favorite subject that you have talked about so far?
I did a video talking about the very first Looney Tune, Bosco the Talking Kid. And because he was a very important character in history, being the first Looney Tune, but he was also a black character, that was the Looney Tunes' first black character as well. So it's I wanted to add like a black perspective to this character because it's like he was based on blackface. But the thing is, it's a weird thing, and I explore this in the video, is like he ended up being, weirdly enough, a different but somewhat better representation of it, in that he basically showcased a black person. He wasn't a black stereotype, though. You don't see him eating watermelon. You don't see him shucking and jiving or anything like that.
It's just the visual, unfortunately, was that of minstrelsy. But the character itself is like, the actions that are happening here are harmless, but the visual, it's like, ooh.
He's this white face caricature of like blackface, which I explore this in the video. It's interesting enough, back then, we as black folk, our ancestors, as black performers for the stage, would do blackface performances as a way to hide ourselves, to be amongst white folk and still be able to perform. So it wasn't unheard of that there would be blackface performers, but sometimes they flip it with a white face mask or something. So
and that
with
was
Bosco,
that was just like a survival technique. It's interesting.
So with Bosco, it's like you can play around. If say they wanted to bring Bosco back, it's like you could play around with that to say he just removes the mask and he has his regular black skin. But there's his girlfriend Honey, who just a carbon copy of Bosco with a bow. Like she looks like one of them bad black female caricatures that they just would make back then. And it's like
it's interesting that that was kind of like the standard when you make like a female version of like the main character. It's always just like
or a female counterpart, because it's not supposed to be a version, it's supposed to be a counterpart.
Female counterpart.
A version because of the way they approach the design.
like Daisy or Minnie, and they're just girl versions of the male counterparts with a bow. In their early iterations anyway. Like now, like obviously Minnie and Daisy have variations. My favorite Daisy variation honestly being her House of Mouse version.
Like
in terms of like visuals, I like her long ponytail that she has.
Agreed.
And I really like that. I mean, she looks cute in like the Paul Rudish shorts. Obviously, like I love her. I love that she's like crazy in those. But like visually, I love like the long ponytail that she has in the House of Mouse version.
Agreed. That's a really good version. I mean, if we're talking favorite Daisies, I mean, this is just let's mini segmenting right here. I feel like I can't remember the name of the short, but I think it's like one where like Donald and Daisy are going on a date out. I think maybe it's not even technically Daisy, because it's like such an old version of Daisy that she wasn't named yet, but it's the pink Daisy.
There's like, a pink one?
Yeah, she's like pink. And again, it's like technically it's not her, but it's her because she's dating Donald.
Right.
But yeah, she's like
Proto Daisy.
Pinkish. I think it's also set in San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken. I just remember they're like big hills and trolleys. But yeah, I wish I remember the name of the short. But I think one of the big parts of it being memed, because it was like a date short. It was like going from like, oh, just woke up face to like, oh, I'm dolled up in pink and have like big beautiful ponytail super suddenly, because it's like, oh, I'm going on a date all of a sudden. But yeah, I like that design of Daisy.
I just looked it up. She looks so cute.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's kind of pink for some reason, but she is so cute looking. She got like a
Wait, do you know the name of the short?
In 1954, it's called A Donald's Diary.
Donald's Diary.
Yeah, so Daisy is seen in with a whole different color scheme, and like she's got light pink feathers, blue and yellow dress, stuff like that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think it is in San Francisco, because I'm like looking at it now, and as an expert
as our Bay Area expert chiming in, if you can see the architecture and the design aesthetic of this short, can you
determine but it looks like it could be either Bay Bridge or Golden Gate Bridge. I'm looking at a picture right now. It's just like outlined in white. She looks absolutely amazing. It's cool.
Kind of going back to what you were talking about, man, like it would be interesting if Warner Brothers could, like if you gave that, I think you explained that in your video, that like if you gave that character to a black creator, like black animator or director, to be nuanced and like give them and breathe new life that is not a racist caricature and visuals into him, that would be really interesting. To sort of like be like, this was our first Looney Tune. Sorry, we fucked up on those visuals. That's not cool. But let's do something different. Let's do something better.
Right. It really can be as simple as just let black character designers get their hands on them and actually make something of them. And have some black writers give a story to them that can, because a lot of the time people get uncomfortable about history. They're like, oh no, we can't talk about that because it makes me feel icky. And I'm like, we can respect you more if you acknowledge you fucked up and then acknowledge we're in a better place for it. Okay. I gotta say that to people.
That's honestly why I respect Warner for allowing the censored 11 to like be out there. And they have like, Whoopi talking about like how this kind of sucked, but here they are, and this is the history, and we've moved on beyond it. Unlike a certain company that that decided to just remove a character entirely from a movie that they had, or make an entire movie pretend it doesn't exist completely, but they still have the song playing at the theme park, and it stun locks me every time when I'm like, wait, why am I hearing Zippity Doo at the park? I thought you didn't want this to exist.
Or the first two very important shorts, they still keep hitting because of how much they're embarrassed by them.
Yeah.
What was Galloping Gaucho?
Yeah, and yeah. Just I think when it comes to animation and how it has its roots in minstrelsy, I think like it is very much better to just have that stuff available for like archival purposes and be aware of the history so that we know like this is what happened, this is how we can do better, and not go back to that instead of pretending that it didn't happen. Because I think it is very cowardly to pretend that like it didn't happen, because it's like, come on guys, like we know. Like, right. I know that little donkey girl is in Fantasia. You can't hide her from me. Like, I know she's there. I still don't know how I feel about those like black zebras. I mean, they were pretty, but I was also like, I don't know. It feels there's something about the black centaurs being zebras that feels a little.
It's like
I'm like, right. I mean, that was a choice.
Yeah, that was a choice.
That was a choice, I guess. Old cartoons.
That was a continental choice.
Yeah. But guys, moving away from stuff like that, what's been keeping y'all animated?
Racism.
Yeah, moving away from that. Like, racism sucks. Bigotry stinks. No place here.
Yeah.
What's been keeping you animated, man?
We've been doing our traditional Oscar movies catch up. Like my family, pretty much, every year we like to watch like the Oscars and like the Best Picture nominations, and we've been through a few of those so far. Right now, we gotten through most of the list. We've watched Begonia. We've obviously seen Sinners, like that's been seen religiously. One Battle After Another.
That one I just watched.
That movie.
Oh, you hated it.
You hated it.
Oh.
I'm scared to watch it as somebody who's married to
First
a
20
white
minutes
man.
Horrible.
As somebody who's as a black AFAB who's married to a white man, I am terrified to watch that movie because at first I was like, oh, sure, okay, this trailer seems interesting, and then people started to talk about it, and I'm like,
you will notice how white people like it, and black folk who've seen it are very questionable of it.
Yeah,
Jordan, what's going on with you, Jordan?
Well, I will say that like it was at times really tough to watch it. I thought it was very compelling that Teyana Taylor was kind of like this complex person dealing with this kind of thing where she's kind of leading a revolution, and she's all about just kind of like that conversation. And I mean, like in the beginning of it, it was very interesting that they did start in what I believe is, how would you call them?
The
whole
camps.
thing.
They're like a refugee camp.
I think it was like
more concentration, like people in cages type stuff.
Yeah, so they were trying to blow it up to
alligator Alcatraz type shit.
Oh, they were trying to free people?
I think they were. I think so.
The group
but
was Tatiana's character and her group were freeing people, but
yeah, it was. I think that what's complex about her character is like she's all about leading a revolution. Like even like her family, that's like in the movie talked about how she's revolutionary. That Leonardo DiCaprio was a bum or a scrub, which was interesting. But I would say her characterization in terms of like her like all of a sudden sleeping with the general was kind of like, it was like, I mean like she was kind of forced to in order to be able to carry out I believe mission, but it was just kind of crazy because then for me, I thought it was very interesting how compelling Teyana Taylor's character was in just kind of like being the villain, but also not, in a sense, like in her own way. And she wasn't the main villain, but it's the fact that she kind of left her kid to Leonardo DiCaprio, which also has really bad connotations and other stories of like, you know, like if the kid is black, one of the parents is gone, you know, kind of thing. And she kind of left when things got tough, but that was because she was trying to hold on to being revolutionary, and she didn't want to have like a normal, like quote unquote normal life with like raising her kids. So Leonardo DiCaprio ends up like raising the kid, and then we end up finding out that the kid is the general's kid, and it's pretty fucked because then the general wants to be in this Christmas club that's like the KKK, and then he tracks her down. And then they like literally take the. I know, it's absolutely.
Where's this movie going? Where's this movie going?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what gets into all my problems with that damn movie. Like the first 20 minutes with Tatiana's character, I hated that because I'm like, this is not how Black revolutionaries work at all. That character would have been ousted immediately for the way she was moving. They would have been caught. The Black Revolution would have died if they were moving like. I hated their representation of how Black folk were how they wanted Black folk to be moving in that movie. I'm like, this is not how the revolutionaries were working in this time. What are you doing? Trying to portray and then. I'm sorry. There's just
no. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
It's not exactly a spoiler, but I've been having this main freaking problem with it so much. There was this one part, literally.
Real quick, if anybody wants to watch this movie, I guess we can go to spoilers because I know I'm not. I'm scared to watch it.
I'm scared to watch it.
I'm scared just because. Listen, I watched a video essay about it, and I just kept seeing people talk about it, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on in this movie?"
And that's fair.
Yeah, that's very fair. It's like. Well, if we're getting into spoilers, so there's this part where Tatiana's character and Leonardo DiCaprio's character's kid, forget her name. Well, the kid basically, she gets sent over to this revolutionary camp that Tatiana's character used to train at, basically. It's a nunnery, Black nunnery, and they train with guns and all that. They're that type of revolutionaries, like arming up against military and tyranny. And so in this moment, the daughter is being trained and all that, and Sean Penn's evil general guy who's searching for her,
wait, that was Sean
trying
Penn?
to get her. Yep, it's Sean Penn.
So the clip I've been seeing of I like Black girls.
Yes,
I love them.
that's Sean Penn.
Yeah, I will say that was horrible. I'm saying it's just points of it. Yeah,
it's like and so Sean Penn's character with his paramilitary, because the whole movie is about him trying to find this girl using his military buddies as like going through seizing people, taking them out of their homes and all this shit. Mind you, that's what the whole movie's about. And he gets to the nunnery with all the guns. They're the Black revolutionaries who arm the fuck up, but somehow, no gunfight. No gunfight. What do you mean? How is no bullets flying? How did nobody get shot?
No bullets are flying.
Oh my God, I hated that scene so much because I'm like, they snuck in so perfectly and managed to capture the Black revolutionaries without one bullet flying. I'm like, no, you're lying to me, Paul Thomas Anderson. You lied to me with that one. You're lying with that one.
Man going to church. Man going to church. He letting us know.
I'm sorry. That's been held in for so long because that's pissed me off. Because it's like, that is not how that would have worked. Black people would have very much fought that battle. That military, because it's like, you're going around just seizing people without government. This is completely like off the records, mind you. Sean Penn's character is doing this with his paramilitary buddies when there's no congressional approval. So he's just doing this on his own merit, meaning, extrajudicially. So we got to solve this extrajudicially. You know what I mean? But somehow he captures this whole nunnery filled to the brim with gunned up nuns, not one shot being fired. I never understood. I couldn't. I'm like, that's unreal. You lost me. You lost me, PTA. You lost me, Paul Thomas Anderson. That I don't believe you. I don't believe this movie.
I just had a concern with it was, at least maybe I'll get around to watching it and stop being afraid. Just to see, to form my own thoughts.
It's entertaining enough.
Yeah,
I just entertaining.
I remember, and I like that old girl won the award. Like, I remember seeing her speech. Although, didn't she like do something weird recently? I don't remember. I remember her speech was like sweet about like, yeah, like I never thought I'd be up here, and like I won the Golden Globe.
Yeah, she got the Golden Globe.
Yeah, she got the Golden Globe. But then she said something else, and then everybody was like, "Girl, what?" I don't remember what it was. Anyway, she was kind of capping with whatever it was she said. I think it was in relation to like forgiving somebody who like did a bad thing, and I don't remember what it was.
Kanye, yeah, she was like
that's
saying
what it was. Yeah, and everybody was like, "Girls, like
that she's
stop
forgiving
talking,
Kanye and shit." And it's like,
yeah, she's like, ma'am, You need to stop talking. Be quiet.
I don't need sinners to win anymore. I just need one battle after another to lose. That's all.
See,
that is all.
Battle.
See, that's me with Golden. Like, no disrespect to the team. Like, I love, as you all know, I loved K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
It was really great. I love me some Chinu. I love me some Rumi. I love the two of them together.
Yes.
I agree with you, man, that I have a very similar sentiment that I don't want Golden to win.
It should have been.
Wait, so are you talking about the song, or are you talking
about the best song?
I'm talking about the
song.
Okay.
They put Golden instead of
it's Golden and I Lied to You are the two that are going up against in the Oscars, and we know it's gonna be Golden because Golden is the most poppy, milquetoast, normie song. I know this sounds bad. Like I sound like I hate it. I'm kind of I don't hate Golden.
No. I literally, I think I talked about this in the K-pop Demon Hunters episode we did. I think I did go like it has great songs, but it's also kind of like these kind of are like a little bit like basic. I mean, it's good. They're good, but they're also just like, oh yeah,
be played on the radio.
It's like they're good, but it's still good. It's still they're not bad. It's just. They're just pop. Right. They're just very, very, very good pop. Which is like, okay, you've seen good pop.
It should have been This Is What It Sounds Like. Honestly.
Literally,
like it literally has hype up the build, the triumph, all of it. But they go.
It's
with
still
the
not better than I Lied to You. But if they were going to nominate one to win all these awards, it should have been.
Which one is I Lied to You? I don't remember that one.
No, that's
Sinners.
Sinners.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, yeah.
The transcendent moment.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha. Yes.
Sorry, but man, you got to keep telling us what other Oscar movies you have been watching since we all got very heavily sidetracked. Battle after another.
The PTA train.
Yeah. Right. To conclude, it's fuck one battle after another over here, but it's understandable why people gravitate to it. It's entertaining. Like, you will feel engaged by it. It's good. It's good filmmaking. Like, the acting's pretty good. It's just story pissed me off, and Paul Thomas Anderson, fuck off. he does not like black people. I will say that. But I will say the other movies. There was Begonia. We also saw. That's Emma Stone's newest movie. The same crew did Poor Things, which was one of Emma Stone's.
Is that
other movies.
Like Frankenstein-esque movie?
Yes, where it's like a little girl's brain is put into her dead mother's body.
Yeah, I remember that movie having a lot of conversation.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's a conversation starter, Bre. You should watch it.
What's it about?
It's about like these two right-wing conspiracy nuts, like sort of flat earther types, kidnapping this CEO, Emma Stone's character, and trying to force her to reveal that she's an alien and to stop an alien invasion.
That actually sounds interesting.
Yes. You're literally watching.
Are we just watching like QAnon people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It got Jesse Plemons in it, if you remember him from Like Mike.
Wait, he's in Like Mike? And that's the pull you have for Jesse Plemons?
Yes.
Okay, my pull for Jesse Plemons is the Black Mirror episode where he's like, is that Star Trekian. That's like the first time I realized him. I didn't realize he's Like Mike, but that's the first time I was aware of him. And ever since then, before that, first time I was aware of him was Breaking Bad. And then I saw him again in that Black Mirror episode. So between those two, I was just like, I don't think I could ever trust this actor again because he just plays.
He always plays bad people.
He plays straight up villains, and I'm like, I can't watch anything with you because you're horrifying.
Wait, isn't that what that one light skinned dude for Colored Girls? He's always like a villain, right? The one that dropped the
kids off the roof.
Out
the window.
What?
You never seen you know, actually, you don't need to. You don't need to.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Listen, Tyler Perry.
That was Tyler Perry's Oscar. That was his.
Tyler Perry kind of. Yeah.
Oh, great. That's the one that he won. Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't win. No, he tried to go for it, but they were like, hell no, man.
It's like, the Four Color Girls scene. It's the scene. What's it called? The guy that plays Ghost is in it, and there's Janet Jackson, or was that a different one?
No,
Janet
Jackson was in it. Yeah.
Yeah. She had a husband who was pretending to not be straight. I don't want to say I don't want to say the other phrase because I don't think we do that anymore. So
but like I'm saying, because now I'm like remembering the scenes like, how do you marry a woman? Like, and then he's like, and then he's like, I'm not doing the bend. And then she's like,
I definitely should watch this. Hold on.
She's like, oh, so you doing the bending? But I just wanted to confirm that was the scene from it, because I don't think I ever watched the movie, but I definitely have seen that so much on Instagram. Just that whole thing.
Really?
Are people memeing up that scene? What's happening?
They totally are. I'm like,
you know what? It's like how people are memeing up that really sad scene in Precious with Monique being like,
you a dummy bitch.
You a dummy bitch. You got your degree.
Literally.
Guys, this movie is sad. What are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. And that part always kills me because, like, not because it's funny, but it's like, I'm just saying, like, the memeing aspect of it, because then I even seen someone make a freaking cake with the lady on there, and he's like, you think you smart? Because you got your fucking degree. And it's like a degree. I'm not lying.
I
have to share. I will send that to you. But it's crazy.
I feel like we're open the schools. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
People have lost sincerity.
Guys.
Oh, God.
Guys.
You can't be beaming. Like, people who say that you a dummy bitch.
You can't
say, you ain't put the pig's feet with the collard greens.
Wait, or it's like, don't people also meme up I haven't seen Empire in its entirety, but don't they also meme up a moment with Taraji? She's like, I gotta put me first.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta put me first, Lucius.
I gotta put me first. Oh, God. Black people are so unserious. I mean, I hope it's Black people sharing these at the very least. I don't know.
It's gotta be.
I really hope so.
I'd be shocked if white people were watching that stuff.
I really hope so.
I'd be surprised. They'd be watching it and they'd be like, that was very educational. That was very distinct. And I'm not saying all. Okay, not all. But just some. And then they come out and they're like,
a noticeable amount.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wrapping back to Begonia, I did want to also mention, I think it's based off of either Japanese or Korean film.
That would make a lot of sense considering the way, because watching this movie, my biggest takeaway, and it's going to be out of context for those who have not watched it, but you'll get it as soon as the scene happens for you. But my biggest takeaway is just, all I can say is one term, and that's heads up.
Mm. Interesting. That's kind of scary. That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
For those who watched it in the comments for this episode, you'll get it. Like, please, sound off saying I know what you mean.
It's giving Hereditary, because I would also say heads up for Hereditary.
You ain't right. You ain't right. You ain't right. Wow.
Was there a movie out of like the Oscars thing that you're going through that you do like a lot?
Ooh, Frankenstein definitely was one of them. New Guillermo. Right. That was really good. I really liked that one. Like, I didn't like Shape of Water too much from Guillermo. Like, it was all right for what it was. I'm like, okay, Beauty and the Beast, but flipped, more wet.
I think you mean Flippers.
Flipper.
Sorry.
I love it.
I'm gonna edit that joke out.
Oh no!
Honestly, thank you. You know, that's a favor.
But yeah, Frankenstein. Oh man, I already like the original story of Frankenstein from Mary Shelley, but like this one does it's Guillermo. He likes to flip things on its head, and this one was where he really flipped it in a nice way, like playing up the idea of Dr. Frankenstein and the monster being a parent and child more so than anything. So you really see this fascination of this man who believes I can create life, and he doesn't realize you created life. You need to take care of it.
Right.
You need to nurture it. You can't just treat it as a basic scientific discovery. It's like, be a parent. You know,
he said, I know all about that. Wait a second.
Is Dr. Frankenstein that
Oscar
Isaac, right?
Oscar Isaac, yeah, he's excellent in it. He does a great job in this one. I forgot the actor who plays the monster. He's also really good.
That's not boy that Guillermo just always works with like all the time, who's like the tall lanky guy, right? Is it not him?
It might be like he's the same guy. I think in Shape of Water as the monster. I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
He's really good as the monster.
Oh, no, this is a youngin, so I don't think it's the same person.
I was gonna say I thought his name was something Skarsgård.
No, that's
Bill Alexander Skarsgård, or maybe Bill.
Is that like?
I thought it was. Well, Ace Skarsgård is Pennywise, but I don't know which one.
So many Skarsgård.
I want to say it's Alexander. That's Penny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the production was excellent. Like, I love that production setting.
Movie. They're usually fire.
They usually are, but he captured Dr. Frankenstein's castle really well. The atmosphere was excellent. Like, I definitely want to rewatch this movie. I normally don't rewatch a lot of Guillermo's movies. Like, Pinocchio was all right, you know, but like
slander. No, I'm kidding. It was really long. It made me cry. I was not expecting to like nearly break down near the end of Pinocchio. I was really sad, okay? I wasn't expecting a commentary on like, you know, life and death and parental figures and also fascism. I was like, whoa.
That's kind of my thing with Pinocchio, was like it had a lot happening, and that's why I was like can we focus up a little bit? You got so much happening.
I'll fight you, man. No, I'm kidding. You're allowed.
But I think with Frankenstein, it's definitely way more focused up in the theming. And I think because of that, the themes hit a lot stronger for what it's going for with this. But I still would keep it underneath Sinners. Like, I like it, but it's Sinners for me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that was movie of the year, no matter how you slice it.
Mm-hmm.
There was also F1, which is the Brad Pitt racing movie.
I forgot that happened.
It's a boomer racing movie.
Yeah,
like
so
if you're a boomer,
so it's going to win, is what you're saying.
I was gonna say, so it's Cars 3, because Cars 3 is just like a boomer movie. Well, actually, Cars 3 is like a Gen X dealing with a millennial. That's what that movie felt like. And
yeah, that's what it is.
I was like, what? I was like, what is this?
It basically is that, like, Gen X it's Cars 3, yeah, just Gen X dealing with millennial. Like, Brad Pitt deals with the younger black racer who's kind of cocky and kind of has to get humbled, but it's exciting enough. Like, you can get into the racing aspect of it, but it's a Brad Pitt racing movie. It's fun, exciting, but if you're not into that, Ford versus Ferraris right there.
Oh yeah, that also happened.
That was a good movie.
Is your family going through all of these, like best picture, like best picture, and then like best foreign film, and then best animated, or is it like, are you sticking to one category?
We'll mostly stick for now. We're trying to get through the best pictures category, because it's like, okay, all the other best actor, best actor,
like that sort of stuff
will follow along with that, and the ones where it is like, okay, the actress got nominated for being in this movie, but the movie itself didn't get nominated, then we'll get to those, you know, after best picture movies. It's been interesting getting through some of these movies. The Secret Agent, that's probably on my lower end of everything. Still above One Battle After Another. I may not be able to tell you jack shit about the Secret Agent's plot or the story or anything like that, but I still could have more fun with it, even though it was almost 3 hours.
Is this Oscar movie watching something you do yearly, like for the Oscars with your family, or is it okay? Oh, cool.
Yeah,
nice.
Just about every year we watch like the Oscar movies and watch and tune into the actual Oscars.
Nice.
So, I've been doing this since I was like, the first time I watched the Oscars was like 2010, because it was the year Avatar Up got nominated for Best Picture. So, and that was like, had Steve Martin and it was Steve Martin and Alec Baldwin. I remember that. Yeah. But ever since then, that was when I was just like, yeah, I like the Oscars, and I learned about different movies, and I was able to like start watching different stuff from that. And it's been a tradition that I eventually dragged my mom and my sister into. So
nice.
Yeah, we were there on the night La La Land mistakenly won.
I remember that. I remember watching that. That was like crazy secondhand embarrassment watching that live. I was like, oh.
That night was so crazy because we gotten off one year of a pretty terrible Oscar win, because it was like this one Oscar movie that won for basically talking about it was called Spotlight, I think, about the journalism
I've
of
heard about
them
that,
exposing the Catholic Church for all the other gross shit. But we didn't like it when that movie won that year, and so we came into this year, the new year of La La Land versus
12 Years a Slave.
No, it was the other one, Moonlight. Damn, Moonlight.
Oh yeah, Moonlight. I still, after all these years, have not watched Moonlight, and I know it's so amazing. But I think I'm scared because I know that there's like some heavy stuff in it. I'm scared of movies sometimes, guys. Like I get nervous. I get nervous because I'm like, oh, I know it's good, and I respect it from afar, but I'm also like scared because I don't want to be anxious.
I'd say you can watch it just fine without it being too heavy-handed. It doesn't get like dark.
Okay, because that's what I was scared of, but I never like tapped into like ask anybody who had seen it. But I know it like meant a lot to a lot of like young Black queer men. Like I know it meant a lot to them.
Yeah, like I honestly feel the same way on some movies too, that I'm kind of like afraid to watch them. Like kind of like Midsommar. Like I still haven't watched that because like people say it's like
same. I can't do it.
They say it's like really some messed up stuff, and you know what? I've had too many YouTube rabbit holes of horror, like gaming and stuff like that, and it's just like my brain is fried, and I cannot have it more fried with some cult stuff, you know. So I totally agree.
But if Moonlight is genuinely all right, I will, you know, that'll probably be one of the things that I look forward to keeping me animated. That I will tap into Moonlight finally after all these years.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But go ahead, man. Sorry.
Yeah, it's definitely I'd definitely say you would enjoy it a lot. Like it doesn't get into any like super heavy stuff that was like, oh, that's like
sad and
like it's not gonna get into Precious or 12 Years a Slave like uncomfortableness. It does.
Yeah.
It just more or less, because the heaviest thing is like someone does get knocked the fuck out. But that's about it. But speaking back to the La La Land catastrophe, watching that live, it was so interesting because it's like, okay, you see the dude read the wrong name and they La La Land. We were ready to turn the TV off. We were like, all right, Jackasses won, fuck it, Oscars suck. We almost turned it off, but then the dude came on stage and was like, hold up. Actually, Moonlight won. I was like, wait, what? Like that was genuinely a shock because it was like, how does that happen? Black people don't get a mistake in our favors. That doesn't happen on live television.
Like I still don't know how that happened to this day. Like how you could fuck up like that, but it is what it is.
Funnily enough, I was in college at the time, and the next day I went into my graphics design class, and my teacher, he gave us an assignment to fix the little announcement card because they showed what it looked like, and it was like, oh yeah, it is confusing. Like they just they don't really have the categories, they just kind of have a name, and it also doesn't help that he was given the wrong card too. So it was like, okay, but the actual graphic design on the card was like, well, if this was better designed, he would have noticed, hey, wait a minute, this says Best Actress. We just did this. So we had to basically fix it. And it kind of was a nice little lesson in terms of how readability is so important in formatting when it comes to graphic design, you know? That was just kind of a nice, but he was a really good teacher on that front. Like the fact that he picked up on it next day, said, this is a teaching moment real quick for my students. I was like, respect.
Right.
W teacher. W professor. I'm sorry, not W teacher, because they get really upset in the beginning if you call them teacher. Professor. W professor. Okay. Yeah. Let's go for a hot second.
Jordan, what's been keeping you animated?
The legendary question. Yeah. A lot of things have been keeping me animated, as this year is like really exciting for a lot of Marvel fans. I will say like in multiple ways, like Marvel Animation with X-Men 97 coming out with its second season.
Oh.
Wait, is that happening soon?
Yeah, it's going to be, I think, summer of 2026. That's the range it said. But it's just really exciting because not only that, but like, you know, with Avengers Doomsday coming out, with the teasers that were, I believe the first one was Steve Rogers, December 23rd, like 5 days before Christmas. It was like pretty much like him being like, I'm coming back, but I'm not Captain America anymore. Just kind of like that. But I think like for me overall, like all the teasers were awesome. The fact that the X-Men are coming back to the big screen is just something I'm really ready for. I grew up like around the time of like, you know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe taking off, like being able to just go every summer to the movie theaters and be like, it's about to be a good old time, you know? And it's just that nostalgia that like, even though like I am a diehard MCU fan, I cannot stress how bad it's been these past couple of times. Like I just like was watching, I was watching the Thunderbolts on Disney Plus because I knew I didn't want to watch it in the movie theaters. And I was like, this is a hot mess. Like, I mean,
I'm surprised you didn't like Thunderbolts. I thought it was pretty, I thought Thunderbolts was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. And for anybody that gets this, I think that Thunderbolts is just Persona 4 but with superheroes.
Oh.
And that is a very, very specific. It's very specific.
Is that the one with the TVs?
Yeah, that's the one with the TV.
We had this conversation before. I was just like, which Persona is the Persona?
And the shadow selves and like be your true self and like friendship. And I was like, this is just Persona 4. I don't know. It was for me. I was like, I was alright. I didn't hate it, but I was like, it's alright.
Yeah, you know, and I would say it is definitely like okay for sure. And I think for me, why I thought it was a hot mess was that I just also felt like just characters in there, like I didn't really care about anybody, honestly, and they didn't really build that up, unfortunately. Like I am all about mental health and being still like a superhero. Like you can still have mental health and it's not hindering you, but it's hindering you more by not discussing it and everything and empowering yourself in it, which I believe that that's what they were trying to do, which is great and amazing. And I would be like, oh, I'm in there, you know? But I think for me, what was really confusing about that also was that they have a character named Bob in it. He has like, you know, these powers where I guess you can visit your worst memory and it'll keep you trapped there. But I didn't know that was his power. We just had a bunch of like scenes where people were just going back to their childhood, which is fine, which is like usually what happens in storytelling and flashback scenes and all that. But it was getting really confusing until we end up finding out Bob becomes the Sentry. I forgot the woman's name. I was thinking the Seinfeld lady. Her name's Julia.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
She's the
villain.
The villain, yeah.
Yeah, she's like the villain, and she's pretty much like, and in the beginning of the movie, she was being investigated on some stuff. Like, she was doing some shady stuff, okay? But then that also included having the main characters in the movie that were like, you know, Black Widow's sister, I believe that lady, the ghost lady that like phases through stuff, and the Ant-Man,
Yeah, she wasn't in Quantumania. Wait, wasn't she?
She was in the second one.
She was in the one with Lawrence Fishburne because that was like his daughter or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was surprised she was only in the movie for like 5 minutes. I was like, oh.
That was messed up, bro. They had her.
No, you're talking Taskmaster. That's the one who got popped.
It was Taskmaster that got popped?
Yeah.
Spoilers, guys.
Well, everyone knew. Like, even they like spoiled it in the advertising by like not including Taskmaster.
That's crazy. I forgot. Yeah, Taskmaster was there for like 5 minutes. Which I'm like, you're gonna get rid of Taskmaster like that? Okay.
He said like, oh.
Well, they didn't know what to do with that character.
They didn't.
But like, that Black Widow movie should have happened way sooner.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially like because the beginning movies that were coming out were Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, you know, and the Hulk didn't get one because he, you know, that whole situation.
Well, he did. He technically
has one,
but it wasn't part of the MCU.
No. So he does have one that is part of the MCU, but it's not Mark Ruffalo. Remember?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's Ed Norton.
But that was before they were doing the.
No, the Ed Norton one is part of
that one counts as MCU.
Yeah,
that one's MCU. It's just they switched it.
Iron Man started the. What are we actually doing with all these movies together?
It did,
but
you're thinking of because there's Hulk and then there's the Incredible Hulk, and you're thinking of.
Maybe I am thinking of the wrong one.
There's Eric Bana, Hulk. That was Crouching
Ang
Tiger, Hidden
Lee,
Dragon.
Ang Lee,
Ang
yeah.
Lee, Ang
You're
Lee.
thinking of the Ang Lee movie that is just Hulk. The Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton is part of the MCU.
Really?
But they recast Ed Norton and it's Mark Ruffalo. But that movie is the continuity of the current stuff.
The reason why they can't give Hulk like his own movie is because Hulk still actually isn't owned, at least in the movie rights, under Disney. Like Universal still owns the movie rights to Hulk, so they can only use Hulk as a guest character and stuff.
Jordan, I didn't know that you were such a big Marvel fan.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just for me, like just growing up with those movies and feeling like afterwards as a kid, just being out in those movie theaters, like, man, I feel like a superhero, you know? Like it was definitely sparking my imagination in that way. And especially the X-Men movies too, which were under Fox during the time.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited for the X-Men just coming back because of the fact that I feel like with the X-Men, they've always talked about something bigger than just, I'm a they're mutants, but they're superheroes, okay? Like, come on. And especially like going back to just like Avengers Doomsday, the trailer for the X-Men. I thought it was very interesting that it was kind of showing Magneto and Professor X in kind of, basically they're in the school for, is it called?
Really cool gifted.
Really cool gifted. So basically the backdrop is they're in a disarray Xavier school for gifted youngsters.
Yes,
that's the name of the school. And then basically Professor X is monologuing saying like, you know, death comes for us all. It's not a question of when, but who will you be? And then basically, you know, we kind of see it's kind of like both Magneto and Professor X in the school. And essentially to me, that kind of communicates a lot, which is great because of course that's great storytelling. That Professor X dream, which is the most idealistic one out of Magneto and Professor X's thing. You know, they're standing in a dream for all mutants to be accepted as just being able to coexist and be able to prosper and everything. That dream failed, you know, and they both, at the end of the day, even though they had philosophical differences, that was what they wanted on both ends. But Magneto wanted to do a different approach, which is like, he's like, no, absolutely not. We're not coexisting with humans. They already hate us already. Like, you know, we got to arm ourselves and care about the betterment of our people. And that's not coming out of nowhere for the fact that, you know, Magneto was a part of the concentration camps during that time with the
he's a Holocaust he's a
Holocaust survivor. So then it's the fact that they are coming together at this point of Avengers Doomsday. This is a universe where, you know, it all went to crap, doesn't matter kind of thing, and basically at the end, like they're both like looking at each other like, okay, about to do this shit one last time. You know, like the quote of until you're 90, literally. So kind of that. And then the fact that like at the end and we get a flash of and confirming that the actor for Cyclops is coming back. He just tears off his visor.
Oh yeah.
There's like a boot in the back of a Sentinel. Like it is going down, and everybody, it's just every man for himself. And I think that is really interesting because that could be like in terms of like just trying to piece together, okay, where did Fox left off in the story of the X-Men is like kind of like the X-Men Last Stand. That could be it, like when Wolverine goes back in time. That was back in 2014 when they still weren't a part of the MCU. But it's like when Wolverine goes back in time to reverse Mystique.
You mean Days of Future Past? That's what that one is.
Oh no.
Yeah. You mean Days of Last Stand? God. Last Stand is the I'm also a little obsessed with the X-Men movies. But I watched them recently. But X-Men Last Stand is the one where Jean gets Phoenix form and that whole shit happens. Days of Future Past is when he goes back and then like timeline with like what was it like Cold War stuff is going on, like that's what happens.
I think so, and then it's like she was kind of stopping the killing of Task, or is Bolivar Task, or the guy that made the Sentinels. So then she kills him on live television, and then that alters the timeline that they're all like everyone decides to
wait. Was that Mystique that did that?
Mystique.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because Wolverine had to stop Mystique from doing that.
Yeah, because it was like, I don't know where they were, like, in the beginning, like, when basically because Kitty has, I'm not sure what her power was, but it was a way of transporting, like, a person back in time, right? I'm not...
Yeah, like, the ability to transport...
Wait, but you look confused.
I was trying to remember the name of the character, because it was like... It's not
Shadowcat.
Was it? No. What I guess I was asking, was it Shadowcat or was it a different character that said...
No, it was her. It was Shadowcat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was Elliot. Because Elliot Page was Shadowcat.
Yeah. Originally in the comics, it was Shadowcat who went back in time, but they changed it to Wolverine because Wolverine was the popular character in the movies. So, yeah. But Kitty had the ability to basically like transport the consciousness back into the past version of the person.
Okay. You know, that makes sense. Yeah. So that was really when that was in the movie theater, I was like, whoa, shit. And I was a kid still. And especially a kid looking at Hugh Jackman's ass, I was like, whoa, all right.
What?
Yeah, they did give that fan service.
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, shoot.
You're like, that's a butt. Okay,
that's a firm one.
There's just a butt in my face.
There's a butt in my face. But anyway, yeah. So then at the end of that movie, of course, the heroes triumphant and they're no longer like stuck and hiding and all of that. You know, they go back, or Wolverine goes back, and basically the school is saved and all of that. But I'm wondering if it's like maybe after that timeline, or maybe in a timeline where, you know, actually that didn't happen. I'm not sure. But it also could be like after, like, you know, the whole like Deadpool and Wolverine thing where they take, which I actually think that might be the case, that Deadpool and Wolverine, if you guys don't know, like, you know,
I saw it, yeah.
Like, you know, he was like, I guess he was the anchor of his timeline, and his timeline was dying, and Wolverine was the anchor of his timeline, and because Wolverine died, then it was like, you know, so then they found a Wolverine from another universe, but like basically he failed everybody. So it could be from that too.
Yeah, it could. I wonder if they are using that particular Wolverine's timeline, because every other Wolverine timeline that we're dealing with either is like perfect and not touched, or he's dead. It's like the Logan timeline where it's just like it's over with because everybody is dead in the Logan timeline, you know? It's just X-23 living her life with the other orphan kids, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm also curious to see like what the heck they're gonna do, because there's just a lot and timelines are getting confusing.
Yeah.
Wait, what were you describing? A teaser trailer? It was
yes.
with okay.
So the teaser trailers, there's like 4 in total. I just got really excited about the X-Men, of course, but they have a Thor one where he is a father, and that one was released after the Steve Rogers one. So I think like they were like, hey guys, you know,
they're both dads now.
Yeah, they're dads now, and you know, Steve Rogers is gonna be back, so please come back.
The Steve Rogers one rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, because I love Cap, but there was a part of me that was just like, so Anthony Mackie's Captain America movie was cheeks. It was bad. I did not like it. It was really bad. And I feel sorry for Anthony Mackie being in a shitty movie, because that movie was just, don't you feel bad for Harrison Ford and his daughter? And I'm like, not really. I don't know. I don't really give a shit about who this is. I haven't seen this character since Civil War? Question mark, maybe? I think?
Yeah, Ross we haven't seen since Civil War. Betty we haven't seen since fucking Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, see, it's like I have no attachment to who these people are, and even then, like, Ross was just like, you gotta sign the Sokovia Accords, and it's like, okay, politician man, whatever. So to like have him be president, and it's Harrison Ford now, and just being like, don't you feel bad? And Anthony Mackie's like, I'm a cool black man solving white people's problems. I'm just like, oh, okay. This isn't the movie that I wanted to see. I wanted to see Cap be Anthony Mackie and be cool and do things.
Right.
Not like, okay. All right.
On Wednesday, become a werewolf.
It was so weird for them to just give Anthony Mackie a Hulk villain, because it's like, guys, I want to see Red Hulk against Green Hulk, not Anthony Mackie.
It was giving weird.
I truly feel like Marvel did not have faith in their black protagonist to handle the movie by himself, so they just dumped Red Hulk in there and made it Harrison Ford to be like, look, guys, don't you like Indiana Jones? It's like, no, I don't give a fuck. I want to see Anthony Mackie. Like, I don't really give a fuck.
But also, it wasn't Indiana Jones. It was the Red Hulk as a president, and it was weird because apparently he had a heart condition, and they made him take these experiments so he could like.
It was a shit.
I'm telling you, it's just mess. Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, even though, like, yeah, like, it's just these latest movies that were coming out. It's just, yeah, like, it's just been, like, after Avengers Endgame, it was just, like, we don't know what we are doing because this was our thing. And now, and it also could be the time constraint that they put themselves with that, they had, like, that whole timeline, quarter 3 thing where they were like, hey, these are the phases of our movies and all that. And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, it's we're talking about Marvel, and I don't have a lot of faith in Marvel to treat its black and brown characters appropriately, at least as of late, just because every time they have black and brown character like leading, that they don't promote the material properly, or there's always like some weird backhanded, like, if it didn't do well enough, so and so is like, the CEO is like, oh, well, we need to do better, and we need to stop. We need to make movies that entertain people. Like when the Marvels didn't break box office numbers, which I enjoyed the Marvels. It was sweet. It was a little corny, but it was, it was Photon and and it was all the Marvels having a good time. And then you got X-Men stuff at the end of it, and you're like, what?
Wait, there was X-Men stuff at the end? I'm sorry. I was also gonna add that the Marvels, like, I love the concept of it, and I was very excited for Miss Marvel and Photon to be on the big screen, but I actually did not like the Marvels because of how all over the place it was, and then the singing planet, and then the fact that what's her name? Carol.
Carol? Yeah.
Brie Larson?
Brie Larson. Yeah, that she was married to the prince of that planet. I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It was a little all over the place, but for me, I kind of like took it as like a one-off, like, it's just like adventures. I just really feel like Marvel and Nia DaCosta is a really great director. Like, I loved Candyman, and I need to see 28 years later, The Bone Temple, because she directed that, which recently came out. I just haven't had the opportunity to go to the movie because I need a babysitter for my child.
Of course.
But like, yeah, man. And then, Wonder Man just dropped.
Oh, that one was good.
They dropped all 8 episodes, barely promoted that. It's flying underneath the radar.
God.
I thought it was good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I haven't tapped in yet because I've got Marvel fatigue, if I'm going to be honest.
It's one of the different ones that's worth a watch.
That's what I keep hearing.
But
I keep hearing that.
It's a good watch.
Yeah, I don't really like watch Marvel stuff at all at this point, and I kind of just jumped in because I really like homeboy. What's his name? Yaya? Is that his name? Yaya? I don't know how to say his name.
Homeboy Yaya.
Homeboy Yaya. But I really liked him. Like, he was in what's that? Candyman. He was like,
that's him.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So I really like him, and also it's like a commentary on, specifically on being an actor in Hollywood, but I feel like it does lend to other parts of entertainment in Hollywood and how like dumb it is. So I was also enjoying that, but yeah, it's really good.
I will have to tap into Wonder Man then, because like I have one of our friends, Kennedy Freeman, was saying that it's very akin to the artistry of WandaVision. Like, it's very artsy. And I was like, ooh, interesting. All right. I was like, all right, maybe I will push past the Marvel fatigue, because it took me a lot to get to Agatha, because I was going to skip that. Yeah. I was about to skip Agatha because I'm like, I'm tired, bro. I don't want to do homework anymore. This all feels like fucking homework.
Yeah, you were watching Wonder Man, because again, I don't watch any, like, even as you say Agatha and WandaVision, I'm like, all right, that sounds like those exist. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how they connect to Wonder Man, because I've only seen Wonder Man up to this point. And they kept making references to previous films, and I had to be like,
you were like,
Wikipedia another time. See who the heck this person is. Okay, now I understand.
Pretty much.
5 more minutes. Okay, open Wikipedia another tab. I kind of kept having to do that up to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to be okay with like not knowing exactly what's going on and stay within the story because so much is happening that is like totally over my head. I'm like, I just have to be okay with that if I'm going to watch any of these things.
Real quick though, Jordan, since you're a Marvel girly, what did you think about the Spider-Man animated series that came out recently? Did you watch that?
The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man?
Yeah. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I watched like a couple of episodes. I was also getting the Marvel fatigue too because it was like a lot. I thought it was really interesting. I always am a person that loves the comic book style, especially like the animation vibe with that. Or basically what I'm trying to say is I like the fact that it feels like a comic book, and that is a trend that's, I believe, got started with, of course, Into the Spider-Verse in that sense. But I thought it was really compelling and interesting that it's like some of the villains started in the school or like, started from like Peter's school. I think the guy, what's his name?
Oh, like, geez, it's been a minute.
It's the brother.
His friend, Tombstone. There we go.
Tombstone. So he became Tombstone, and then the fact that he wasn't even supposed to be bitten. You know, because then the Doctor Strange of whatever universe, because it wasn't our universe, like came in, and then the spider was there and bit him, and that was the whole thing. And then
it's very akin to what happened to Miles, if you think about it, because like Miles' spider wasn't from his universe; it was from a different universe.
It was an anomaly. Yeah, he was an anomaly. However, that's gonna end.
I just want to see Miguel O'Hara's slutty waist again. I'm sorry, who's talking so loud? What? Who's talking?
And you know what? Really loud. You're among friends. You're among company. We just get it. Okay.
You know the vibes.
And it's so funny because when I watched the movie in theaters Across the Spider-Verse, because I watched it a couple of times, because around the time it came out, I actually was a Sony trainee, like a Sony Pictures Animations trainee. So it was really an interesting time to be there, and then it released a couple of days after I joined, and I'm like, they even like had like a little like lunch thing where it was like the directors were there, and it was like, everyone in the studio that was there like kind of celebrating for it, and I'm like, I have to watch it, because they were like, we did it and no one else thought we could, and this and that, and I was like, okay, I gotta watch, my boy, and then I watched it and I was like, okay, I get it, but I get it, but I guess going back to your point, I watched it so many times, and I watched it once with my dad, and there was like a scene of basically, it was like when, Miles just came out the gate, just like fighting every Spider-Man to get out and go save his dad. I think it was when they are trying to locate him in his universe, and he's not in his universe, he's in another universe, because the spider's from another dimension, but they're in his universe, and then basically Miguel, comes out, he's very zoned in, he's like kind of like the villain right now, and he like jumps up onto like a city building ledge, and like his cheeks were so big, and my dad turns to me and he's like, okay, I gotta admit, this man got some cheeks. And like that is like, he tells it as it is. So he said, this man got some cheeks, and I mean, like, they were not, they knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah, they do.
And that's great. I love that. Okay, we need more fan service for
we need that. We need that.
Yes. But talking about slutty waist is I don't know how I say it, slutty waist. I want to like, go more into X-Men 97 just in general, because
Magneto has a slutty waist. Yes, he does.
Oh my god. And then like also Remy and his like crop top in the first episode too.
Lord have mercy, I'm sweating.
They knew how to give all the type of fan service.
Rogue's booty, and okay, man, I love being bisexual.
But the fact that you're saying like Rogue's booty, I'm like, did they show that anywhere? I mean, like,
they definitely were showing Rogue some.
It's just there. It's just she got a badonkadonk.
Yeah, it's from the South, Southern Belle.
I never knew about it.
You haven't watched it?
Again, I've just been missing out on a lot.
Waymond, it's like a standalone. It's so good. Mm-hmm. Like, we need maybe this is too much for the FBI agent listening. I'm just joking. But in a hypothetical situation, Magneto kind of spitting. He kind of spitting direct action That's all I'm saying. Much like Megatron in Transformers 1. Direct action. Optimus out here, he playing games, and I'm like, no, I think I'm gonna listen to Megatron.
Megatron is about this life.
Got a few points.
He said, I want to kill him. And I'm like, okay, pop off. Yeah, do that.
I mean, I will say that one thing that's really, because I was like, for me, X-Men, just the comics in general they were created around the time of the Civil Rights Movement. I know that Stan Lee was saying that when he was creating it, that he knew that he wanted it to be about like something different. And he was saying that like when he created the mutants and all of that, he wanted to name it the Mutants before he ended up saying that they're the X-Men, but his publisher didn't like that, so he had to change it. But he was saying that when he created it for that, and just trying to talk about what it's like to be human on different levels despite maybe looking so different. He thought it was perfect for the times during that time of the civil rights movement. So then for me, the X-Men was always about something, and it was more than just these awesome people with different abilities and all that. And they were basically like, technically, which is established in the comics, is that they're the next evolution of humans. It's kind of like that situation where like for people that are feeling left behind, then it's like, oh well, you are different than and other than and all that. And of course that can be parallel to all of just the discrimination, racism, sexism, everything that we deal with as of like our whole society. So for me, what was really exciting and what has been keeping me animated is watching the X-Men 97, but also seeing like Avengers Doomsday, because it's just, they're about something. They're about more than just being superheroes and stuff. Even though they're trying to live their normal lives, they just are forced to step up to the plate, And with Magneto too, it's kind of like a thing where in X-Men 97, he is actually trying to actively challenge his belief system in the fact that humans would never want to coexist with mutants, and we have to protect our own because we're forced to, right? So then I think what's very compelling throughout the series is the fact that Magneto really tried, he really did, because Charles left in as well, the X-Men team. And he always said throughout, even in the beginning, before Genosha happened, that he's trying to honor his legacy. And even when Storm got her powers taken away by that gun, sorry, this is like such a spoiler way, I am so sorry. But like basically, like the fact that Storm loses her powers and has to regain it via herself, like Magneto really did try. And Magneto at the end of it, like, I mean, we are all, I feel like at the end of it, at least for me, I was convinced that Magneto never, he was right. And like Magneto was right,
What was the thing he said? He was like, don't make me lose. He was like, don't make me disappointed, or don't make me lose faith in you. When he like
don't make me disappoint you.
Yeah, don't make me disappoint you, when he lifted all those politicians up and he gave like his speech about like hatred and bigotry, like running rampant. After Storm lost her powers.
Yeah, she didn't get shot. I mean, she got shot by a gun that took away her powers, not an actual bullet, guys. I'm sorry. and after she got shot.
There's a lot of imagery in X-Men 97 that is very evocative too of the J6 riots, and just like the turmoil that we see now with like ICE going after immigrant communities, or even just like the current administration just being downright some of the most evil people on the planet. And it really was one of those things that was definitely like a light in the dark, I feel like, when it dropped.
Oh, for sure.
And it was just so cool to see like the X-Men, like they're back, like this is them, like they are back. And one of my favorite moments of that was when like Storm showed up and the Sentinel was like Omega level threat, and because like what was it, Scott was like, I was like, just like do the forecast or something.
Give him the forecast.
And I was like, yeah, let's go, Aurora Monroe, my queen Aurora Monroe, let's go. I feel you, Jordan. I love X-Men. X-Men are great.
Yeah, no, it's definitely amazing. And on the topic of Storm, one last thing that's also keeping me animated, there's another one too, but one last thing. So back in 2025, I'm not sure, I think it's like towards the fall, I forgot the name of the comic book artist or the writer, but he made a solo Storm comic book series. It has 11 issues, and the art is absolutely gorgeous. And
you said back when? What What year?
2025.
Yeah,
so
2025. Yeah, I got it right here.
Look at that! Oh my god, yes.
Yep, this is the full graphic novel. This is volume 1 of the graphic novel.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was... Okay, I do remember it. I looked it up. He's a Nigerian writer that's been writing a couple of stuff for Marvel, especially like some Black Panther comics. I'm gonna definitely butcher it wrong. Murewa, and then that's his first name, and then the last name is Ayodele. So he's been creating some stuff, and he's been wanting to have like a good, he was like, it's time to have a really good Storm story. So and he was working with Lucas Weirneck, who's an illustrator on there. I was reading it via Marvel Unlimited, like the app, because I'm gonna start buying because that series alone like made me want to see the art in person, and that you can feel and touch it. But it's basically about Storm. They're finally putting her in the limelight because she in the comics is not only an X-Men but then becomes an Avenger, and essentially throughout the story she's just kind of going on her own kind of adventures, and kind of like highlighting the fact that in X-Men 92 series, which is the original one, that she was always kind of cast as like weak and all of that if she didn't have her powers. Like if she got knocked out physically, like she would be out for the count, So it's kind of like showing that she's actually that girl in that solo series that she has. And there is a point where she even loses her powers as well, or she has to lose her powers because she's sick. I think she's like sick. I'm not exactly sure how, but they even like incorporated like different superheroes that came into that. I think his name is Dr. Voodoo. Like he's a brother.
I've heard of Dr. Voodoo before.
Yeah, so yes, Dr. Voodoo comes in and basically has to heal Storm in a way that actually has to bargain with the spirit to heal her, because it goes beyond traditional medicine and all of that. So she has to not use her powers for a certain amount of days.
Did they incorporate elements of that into 97? Or is this
no. This is in the comic book series, the Solo Storm comic book series.
Oh, right, yeah. It wouldn't have made sense because it came out last year, and then like 97. Yeah, okay.
I wish. But in that scene too, she goes back to the X-Men. So at this moment, even before this, she has her own like thing going on. Like she's like an Avenger. She's no longer X-Men basically. So she's an Avenger kind of thing. And at this point of the comic book series too, like mutants are respected and welcome basically. So then as she's joining the Avengers, like it's in a positive light and she's helping in that way. She even has her own like Storm sanctuary where she has animals living in it and all that. And I mean, they just put her like being like, hey, she's that girl and everything. So it's a really good comic book, and it's been keeping me animated because of the fact that it finally highlights her in such an amazing way. Oh, and one last thing too. So just to explain, spoilers again too, she ends up being called by Doom to come to discuss some things, and he basically attacks her, and then she has to use her powers, and then she dies, like actually really dies, because she used her powers and she was having like a contract with a spirit to help heal her, and she's like, you used your powers, you're gonna die. So she literally dies, and then she gets picked by I believe, what is it? Sorry. There's like so much of this story that's like in my noggin that I'm like, I know exactly what they are, but it's like the names of the beings. It's kind of like...
Wait, is this the story that's happening in the same comic that Mann just picked up and showed, and it was a really shiny cover, or was it?
Yeah, sorry. It's like a lot of that Storm.
Okay. Do you remember the name of it, Mann?
A particular story
of who Storm is being resurrected by?
Yeah, she gets resurrected. Let me see.
By aliens or interdimensional beings or like the Watchers?
Yeah,
even? Is that Marvel?
It's some type of...
Okay, so she gets resurrected and picked as an avatar, cosmic avatar by Eternity.
Oh.
She becomes a god.
Oh.
And it basically shifts her role within the Marvel Universe as a cosmic force.
Whoa, what?
So she is that girl, And so it's really amazing. And you guys should definitely check it out. They just released, what's it called? They were on a hiatus, and now they are back with season 2, but the art is absolutely gorgeous.
Wow. Could you, Jordan, talk about the kind of correlations that are made between Professor Xavier and Magneto to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, because I've heard about that being made before, and I was wondering what your thoughts on that are.
Yeah, I think I definitely see those similarities, and like I've discussed before, is that during the time when the X-Men came out, it was during the Civil Rights Movement, which Stan Lee even made a statement in, I believe, 1968, saying that I condemn anything that is going on with like everything that's happening in the Civil Rights Movement against Black people. So that was like something where in later editions of comic books, you start to see the similarity where Professor X believe that there should be human and mutant coexistence, and mutants need to just use their abilities to help better their community. And that was something where for Martin Luther King Jr., he believed in just equality, just period, but non-violent. Right. So then you could see that comparison there. And then also with a comparison to Malcolm X or a comparison with Magneto to Malcolm X. For him, he's like, we need to protect ourselves. We need to go about protecting our own because these people are not going to care about us. And that's like Nito's perspective. And the most basic sense to compare to Malcolm X, but just want to be clear, with like Malcolm X and stuff and that comparison, like it's not being like villain or anything like that. We're not saying villain. They just had they had two very different philosophies on how they should go about one mission, which is getting mutants to be living just normal lives because they're humans at the end of the day. And it's kind of like you see those comparisons for sure. And one last tidbit also, Luther King and Malcolm X, they talked with each other and they also disagreed with their beliefs. But when Malcolm X passed away, or when he died, because he was killed, not saying he passed away by natural causes, he was killed. Let's get that straight. Martin Luther King actually sent his wife a letter, I believe, saying like, hey, even though we've had disagreements in the past, I appreciated Malcolm X just existing and being there. And that's kind of like a similar tone that you see in X-Men 97 in terms of him being like, when Magneto came in and, Professor X was assumingly dead. Spoiler. Spoiler. He's not. He's with his space queen in so many other places, and he's all the way over there just trying to live a life, and then he's like, oh no, my X-Men are struggling, I have to go back, no, I can't go back. And and also one last thing I do want to say is that we cannot ignore the love that Magneto and Charles has for each other.
Oh, thank God. I'm so glad you brought that up, because they are exes. They are ex-boyfriends.
They were
ex-husbands.
They were husbands, and then it's
normal men.
They were
innocent men.
I mean, they were beefing, and even like at the end, like towards the three, was it like the finale, like it was 3 episodes, I think, and it was like tolerance is extinction. That was the saga, I think, towards the end.
Yeah,
they had a whole thing where Xavier penetrated the mind of Magneto to get him to basically turn back Earth's magnetic field because of that, whole living sentinel man who we ended up trying to recruit at the end. Okay, but they are in a bar, and then they're pretty much like discussing the fact that, hey, like this is like their first time meeting as or they're like discussing stuff as friends, and the first time they were learning that they're both were mutants, right? That, like that bar scene was very interesting, I will say. But anyway, I guess what I'm saying is they had different beliefs and they have love for each other in a different way. And I guess that you see those similarities in that different way too, with the comparisons, I guess what I'm saying. And it's very interesting to see those comparisons, and just saying like, that's why I really do like the X-Men, just because they were standing for something, and they were created during a time where it was very turbulent time for our country. And you see it echoing. They just discuss so many issues about just like what it does mean to be human. And then also like, even when it comes to saving people, they'll still be either like maybe hesitant, or maybe they were hesitant before, and then they learn to be like, hey, they're just normal people, but they just have different things, or they just outright deny. And the fact is that even the future, like the whole aspect of the future is affected by the fact of hate and all of that. And like literally like with Cable coming back in the time and that introduction of him and all of that to save people from Genosha, like it's it's just crazy, you know, just the similarities, everything. And let's talk about a little quick about Genosha. Genocide, that was crazy. That was like, that's when everyone was like, Magneto was right. And, you know, when Magneto, or he did die, and then, you know, the whole Rogue thing, that was crazy. That's pretty much the comparisons I really wanted to talk about with that. But yeah, that's what's been keeping me animated.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We should probably wrap up soon. And Waymond, I think perhaps you and I should probably blitz through what's been keeping us animated. Like mine is just, I don't know, very briefly, the thing that's keeping me animated is, you know, it's February, it's Black History Month, and just highlighting indie creators. I've been, if you follow my socials, I've been kind of yelling about different Black indie projects, whether it's animation, audio dramas, visual novels, indie comics, like this one here. Cosmic's The Time Witch. It's
looks so good.
Yeah,
it's another Black magical girl, and it's let's take the magical girl genre and let's combine it with Batman. Pretty much.
I'm gonna have to get me a copy. That looks so good.
It's an indie published comic by a fellow Black femme, and yeah, this is I believe this is her first comic, and she's very sweet. She's very kind. She sent me a kind of like a personalized letter after I bought it, saying like, "Oh, thank you so much for buying the comic, and like I love your indie project too, and like would love to maybe get coffee with you or something one of these days." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks." But yeah, like check out Cosmic's The Time Witch. It's a really fun read. I don't want to spoil too much, but definitely like if you enjoy Sailor Moon and Batman and just kind of want to see cool mystical stuff, but with a wonderful Black protagonist, and it's very anime, it's very manga looking, then definitely check it out. I think she's going to restock soon, because again, like she's publishing this independently and like, you know, shipping them out herself. Like she'll make little like videos on her Instagram being like, all right, I'm packaging stuff up and I'm shipping it out. So it's like, you know, very, very, very indie publication. And then there's the Black Girl Book Fair, which is happening, which I don't know if you guys have been seeing floating around, by Jackie A. I talked about Jackie last episode because when I bought one of her books, I Live to Serve the Witch, and she's got another book called like How to Be a Better Adult, and she's also done like writing for like Monster High graphic novels. But yeah, right now the Black Girl Book Fair, she is basically running it, and it's an online virtual book fair that highlights Black women, Black femmes, and AFAB people, and gender nonconforming people that are just creating Black comics, novels, things like that, and like Black literature that's being published either independently or, you know, people that might have like flown underneath the radar, stuff like that. And yeah, she's just been promoting it, and you all should definitely check it out if you have the time. It's happening April 25th of this year. And it's a free virtual book fair, and that focuses, it's for adults. Celebrating Black voices in fantasy and fiction, the Black Girl Book Fair is a one-day live shopping event seeking to amplify authors, push to the margins in mainstream publishing. Similar to the book fairs of our youth, like the Scholastic book fairs, you know, the Black Girl Book Fair features a catalog of discounted products, giveaways from bookish brands, and a live author hangout. Yeah, and they have like they're gonna have like virtual panelist speakers. Friend of the show, Victoria Johnson of the Moonies Club, she has a panel. Victoria, I was actually on her podcast a couple years ago that focuses on like Black people that really love Sailor Moon and like what it means to them. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool, and definitely check it out. But yeah, that's kind of just what's been keeping me animated, just supporting fellow Black independent creators, because, you know, we're all out here trying to just do what we can and make our own stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much for me. What about you, Way?
I think what's been keeping me animated, as I said before, I watched the Wonder Man series and I really enjoyed it. Like I connected with I think his name's Simon, the character's name. Yeah. In ways that I kind of feel embarrassed about. Because he is a bit of a like shut-in kind of character dude that's like trying to pursue his heart. I'm like, oh no, it me for real. Oh, no. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Like, even though like, half of the things that were going on, I was like, I don't know what this is in reference to. I simply like the storytelling and the character and the dynamic that comes between Ben Kingsley's character and Yaya. I truly don't know how to say his name. I hope I'm saying it near correct. But yeah, that is one that's got me be pretty interested in like maybe checking out more Marvel things as well, because I as is obvious, have not checked out a lot of Marvel stuff. But I think the last really before this Marvel show that I watched was the Netflix series that were coming out. Like oh man, what's that?
Daredevil,
Luke
Jessica
Cage,
Jones,
Jessica Jones and Daredevil. Yeah, so those
you didn't watch Luke Cage?
Yeah, I did watch it because it was basically the same time as like Jessica Jones around.
Yeah, because they were all leading to the Defenders.
Yeah, I watched everything before the Defenders, and I didn't jump back into the Defenders because I was like, all right, I'm done here. But yeah, I watched
I'm gonna head out.
Luke Cage and Daredevil, and yeah, so and again, those were Marvel shows that felt very light on the like, okay, the entire world is at stake, or like, whoa, the cosmic reality is shifting, and we gotta fix it. And it's more like, okay, this is just like a simple. I mean, it's not
street
as simple
level.
Yeah, exactly.
It's street level Marvel.
Yeah, it's very street level, and it just made me feel like I can relate to it, or like just sink into the story a little bit more. Even though I also like superhero stuff, like I love the original X-Men animated series and X-Men movies. So I'm not like I'm not fretting. I'm not like, oh, whoa, big action, that's stupid. But like I don't know, it's something about it being more street level, like you said, that just makes it feel like, oh, this is interesting. How can you tell a story with these extraordinary abilities on more of a street level? And that type of stuff is what pulls me into the smaller universe sort of Marvel stuff. So yeah, that's what's been keeping me animated. And also I'll throw in as well puzzle games. I've kind of been on a little bit of a puzzle game kick.
Okay.
And one that I've recently been playing is called, I believe it's called Is This Seat Taken?
Okay.
It's this puzzle game where you are helping, you exist in this world where everybody is a shape, like a circle or a rectangle or a triangle, and you're tasked with placing these shapes into seats in different situations, but each of these little character circles have specific criteria for where they want to be seated and who they want to be seated next to. So you're basically trying to solve, okay, what is the seating arrangement that is supposed to be fit to solve this puzzle? But throughout this puzzle solving story, you are following a character who is trying to become an actress. She wants to become an actress, but she is filled with tons of self-doubt, and it also makes for a relatable story of trying to pursue the art that you're pursuing. But it's interesting that they were able to like, make this puzzle game also have like this really interesting story that you're following as you're trying to solve these puzzles. So it's been fun, it's been engrossing, and it's been a nice, like, okay, I just need it when I need to just like chill. I pop into this game and I'm like, all right, like let's see if I can get this shape to go talk to other shapes about how to become an actress. And yeah, it's a really nice game, it's a really nice story, and definitely recommend it. And it's been keeping me animated.
It sounds really fun. Honestly, I like that it has like a layer and it has like a story to it, which is like, I mean, I wonder like how did you find it? Because it's giving like sometimes like, you know how they have those ads for like different apps, and it's like the game, and it's like always like something more elaborate than the actual game is. Like I forgot what was it called, the one where it's like the grandma was in there, and it was like a grandma's like, what is grandma hiding? And
oh my god, it was like weird, like mystery, and then it takes a turn for the worse.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what the game is, but yeah, it's what is grandma hiding. Oh my god. Yeah, but this is it's definitely I found out about it because I listened to another podcast. It's like a game like a podcast, and they mentioned it, and I think I missed the part of there being a story, but they were just talking about, oh yeah, I'm playing this puzzle game. It's called Is This Seat Taken? And I've been playing a lot of other puzzle games, but this one stuck out because of the storytelling aspect that they have going through, which I did not know about. So it was a surprise to me. I was just like, oh my gosh, like what? Okay, this Rompus is trying to become an actress. Like, oh no, she's like it's rare to see Rompuses, and she's scared that no one's gonna want to see a Rompus on screen. Oh no, and it goes into that sort of story. And yeah, it's been an interesting ride. It's like, oh yes, I really want to figure out this puzzle, but also like, oh no, girl, like it's gonna be okay. You gotta believe in yourself. myself.
Yes.
It's like, it's fun to play, but it's rough to get through.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is a good game, and I like solving this puzzle, but also it's just like, oh, I'm relating too hard to this character. I did not expect this. I just wanted to solve a puzzle, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I think it's about time we kind of wrap it up. Like, it's been great kind of pulling back the curtain on just you two, you know, like just on who you guys are, because we mention you all when we're recording, but they don't get to hear you. And it is important that we highlight the whole team, you know? Like, we have to let everybody know that it's not just me and Waymond. Like, this machine runs because, Jordan, you keep us on track, and man, you edit the damn thing together and make us sound okay, you know? And we're both very, very grateful to you.
Yes, amen to that.
Amen to that.
Thank y'all.
Aw, very grateful to even, like, it's a blessing to be able to help produce just you guys, because you guys bring it, and just being able to discuss topics that are keeping us animated, but just in general, like how the animation community is. It's an important job to do, and being able to just be a part of that journey, it's amazing. And getting to meet you, man, because I have watched a couple of your videos, and I didn't realize that until like I kind of like was like, wait a second, this is Man of 1,000 Thoughts. So it's just really cool. And I've just, even though I've been in the animation industry for about 2 years, but I've been like a lifelong lover of animation, I'm always learning something different. I'm very grateful for you guys. You guys keep me animated, because I know everything you guys say.
Yeah, like, this has definitely been fun being on this episode and being able to talk with all y'all, especially meeting you, Jordan. And it is interesting that you find out that basically we're co-workers, but you've seen my stuff before.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was trippy.
Yeah, I mean, that type of thing has happened to me before in college, where it's like someone who I went to class with, like, eventually approached me, say, "Oh yeah, wait, I know you from YouTube and everything." Yeah. Thankfully, he wasn't like a super fan, but it was like, oh, damn, that's interesting to get recognized in real life.
Sure.
But this has definitely been a fun experience, and I've always had fun, like, editing for Keeping You Animated, just getting the fun snippets that we could get, and now being able to add on to it.
Yeah.
With the whole fuck Paul Thomas Anderson. Again, that just needs to be repeated. Fuck Paul Thomas Anderson.
Thank you guys for listening to this latest episode.
And I'll be sure to make sure everyone sounds excellent.
We always end with this song.
That same day,
Would it be a black function if it doesn't end with singing?
Sorry, I can't remember.
Thanks for listening to the podcast.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at Keeping You Animated.
And listen for more episodes by going to keepingyouanimated.podbean.com, on Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are of the respective individual and do not reflect the views of our employers.
Thanks, guys.
Until next time.
This episode was edited by Mann Lightfoot. Our producer is Jordan Hackman, with music by Ergo Funk.